that much involved. So that's why I have more success after COVID. COVID hurt all of us. Yeah. So I'm rebuilding. I had over 500 schools in 50 countries. I was down to 80 schools. Now I'm building up again. And people coming, they're afraid sometimes of me, this and this, but now they see, oh, he's open. I give the seminars. I don't kill people in my seminars, but the information I give is totally overwhelming, right?
Cool.
So I can give you a lesson. So come to the online lesson. Well, I'm looking at a lot of these Wing Chun people. It's okay. I have. Look at most of my students are very fit. If you say that they're not very fat, but I have some people because genetically they have problems, or some are like this. Some are like food. Some are like they drink their alcohol, whatever. But they're still good. They're aggressive. You want another session?
I'm one of them. I like my alcohol.
Yeah, that's it. Not look at everybody. Sometimes about this. Oh. Next Bruce Lee, next year, and the new Bruce Lee is coming, new Van Damme is coming. Man, I said, why you want to be Bruce Lee? I'm Emin Boztepe. I trained to be me. That's what I told you 20 years ago. Find out, suffer, train hard to go to your limits and find the truth about you, where you are and where you want to go. So you are you. There is no copy of anybody. There is no other Bruce Lee. There's no other whatever you want to put the name. There's only one person of each. You have to make, and the best thing is to create the best instructors. I want my students to learn scientific Wing Chun, explain the next generation what really Wing Chun is based on, and train them, not just take their money and teach. Oh, the first thing you got, I have a problem. Your nose doesn't fit in my screen. Grande noso, Paul. Molto grande noso.
It's a common thing.
Noso de papa. Noso de papa. Hey, uno turco parlare italiano, no segreto con turco, eh? Okay, continue, my friend.
But, there's a million things we could talk about. I wanted to ask you just basic stuff. It's like, do you give a lot of importance in talking about, you were talking about energy and stuff like that. So do you get involved with body mechanics, teaching how the functionality of the techniques? Because me personally, I slow everything down and try and make them understand the full value of a bong sao, multifunctional, from my perspective, applications of just one technique. Because I always tell my students, if you're in attack mode, is that you don't have time to think. So your defense and your attack is almost the same thing for me when there. It's not like I start being passive and then I go. When I attack them, I try to be passive and active at the same time. So in the internet, we get a lot of people talking about body mechanics. I'm not really big into chi. I mean, I understand chi and all that stuff. I look at things very scientifically, and I try to. So, we have a natural energy balance in the earth that derives from the ground. They call it the Schumann's resonance. And we, that factors in with our brains and how they function. And I like to study a lot of this sort of thing when I'm studying Chi Sao. And one would say to me, but who gives a fuck? When I hit the bastard, he's not going to worry about a bong or if you're passive, not passive. I mean, it's true. It's true. I said, but, we're not going to be fighting for the rest of our lives. At 60, I want to give you a better quality technique so you know how to deal with something without too much bullshit in your head, because a fight, sorry the language, a fight is so dramatic and quick.
It's your show.
Shocking.
I understand what you're saying.
It's
now listen, but the point is this now, look, I teach, since I mention the word scientifically, I teach very pragmatic, academic, but very, very physical. So depends who you're teaching. You what you just taught me you're going from yourself. You have a knowledge in motion of Wing Chun already. So how do you do this with beginners? First. Second, what you just mentioned as an example, the guy said, oh, who cares about this? I knocked the guy out. The point is, most people, again, Wing Chun people, they are lazy. They don't train their punch power. They go pa 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 and chisa. They do all this. No footwork really. They don't connect. Their hands are faster than the footwork. Most EVTO guys stand there with this magic hands, and they get slapped around and they don't move. And now the guys are moved. They have Eskrima step. There's not even Wing Chun steps. It's the same like Gutierrez with the wing evolution. There's no more Wing Chun steps. They're all open. Anybody kick your groin. Wing Chun is about self-defense. That when you get attacked, you counter-attack. Your defense is attacking better than the guy, but you go in as a weaker person protected. You can't have like a wrestling position in your footwork, open your groin, because there's no rules. Or like in MMA. I kick the groin at first. The guy says, hey, I'm MMA, I kick your balls. That's it. Right? So what if there's a weapon? I mean, there's a target, right? So, but the point is, the guy, first of all, I teach my students who have no Chizao till 5th student grade. Conscious. There is no active and passive. It's the wrong word. First of all, people don't use the right terminology. What is passive? Explain me passive. People can't. Passive means zero involvement. You're passive. How can you be passive when you contradict yourself by saying, oh, Wing Chun has always forward energy? Just explain me that. How can you teach your students, oh, Wing Chun has always forward energy, and then they'll be passive? So the right word, my friend, please.
No, I was going to say, do you believe much in meditation, breathing? Do you think this helps?
Yes, of course, but everybody again has a different way of meditating. My meditation, high intense training. It's when I relax. Look, my speed of my techniques depends on my partner I have in front of me. If the guy is fast, I get doubled up. Because I trained always like this. More intense. And, I had wrestling sessions up to 5 hours non-stop. We didn't even drink water. Non-stop. And Reza is still in Los Angeles. You can ask Reza, but Mesut is in Germany. Reza was 2-time world champion. Mesut was 5 years the Balkan champion, Scandinavian champion, European champion. I had top people when I was 22, from up to my late 20s, early 30s. I wrestled for 10 years with them every day almost. They waited for me because they could not handle my cardiovascular, my speed. When I freed up, I just punched them around like babies. They know that. Nobody will ever deny that, these guys. But, of course, with points that put your shoulder like freestyle or Greek-Roman, put your shoulders on the ground, you get the point. But in the street, this doesn't happen. So we do free, and then we get just do this, or we dive and pull the leg pull for hours, neck pull for hours. I told you I had to eat my soup like this. I couldn't. Which one? You're the wrestler, right? So when we do the neck pull, when you do neck pull, you do this, right? So, but look, we have all this in Wing Chun. Yes, exactly. When you do a lot, you go, no super, no super. So we have this in Wing Chun, in the Wudnami form, the first set, the neck pull. So how you strengthen your neck. So we have all that stuff in Wing Chun, but people don't know how to apply it. So first, people don't have Chizao. I teach them to train your weapon. Don't have a gun with a noise bullet. Have a sharp bullet, a real bullet. How? Train your focus mitts, train your wall back, train your heavy backs, the hook spoon combination. I teach them the hooks and application within the first 5 student program, knee, elbow, all the attacks. So if your attacks are powerful, that will stop the fight. Now, when they come in the stage of Chizao, they will be more flexible and more faster and more coordinated. And this is the difference what your friend said, what's the matter? I just knocked the guy out. But the way you knock out with Chizao, if you train your basics, if you train your punching, the attack power, Faksaus, Chansaus, punches, all your power, kicks, knees, if they're powerful, with Chigurg and Chizao, you're much faster. You're more coordinated and more powerful. That's the difference. you're more like water, my friend. Then you're more fluent. That's the difference between how you punch. So I come back to the beginning of the interview. Remember, I said people say, "Oh, Emin Boztepe is a bully." In my shows, most of my shows were very aggressive. Boom, people fly and lie and boom, do, and they say, "Oh, this guy is just brutal." You don't see technique. Again, when you can see my bongzao, then I'm not like water. I'm like an ice cube. Less you see my technique, better is my skill. More fluent is my skill. More you see my technique, more ice cube I am. Less good I am in Wing Chun. A good wrestler, he goes there, dives you and grabs you up like your marshmallow, right? A good wrestler is so light. Many people pull good wrestlers. You don't feel them. Good wrestlers, they have chisao without knowing. They don't know chisao, but from this grounding, going in like this, they have sensitivity. But nobody explains the wrestler that. But over the years, they have sensitivity. They feel. Even they can close their eyes. They can wrestle with you. Yes. Many people know that. They don't know that, and they only talk bad. Do you understand now what I'm saying? Good, yes. Please, good wrestler have chisao. What we call chisao, like sensitivity. Yeah. When you grab, you touch, they feel, they go boom, and you go this, and they go poof, and then they can dive, and they're very. Again, most Wing Chun people have very weak legs. Most Wing Chun people have weak legs. The wrestlers have very strong legs. Boxers, good boxers have strong legs. But the Wing Chun people have this muscle is bigger, than this muscle, or this muscle, or this muscle. Yeah? I train my body, I trained it with Wing Chun, and I supplemented with other exercises to make it powerful. And I'm 63, I'm still ripped. Through my operation, I had my organs blow a little bit because all 6 operations with a lot of chemicals. It's gone now. Look, I'm like almost before. I have a little bit more here. It's training it back, but it's chemicals. It's very difficult. But 63, I'm still active. Most people stop. Right? So to come to Chisao is a training method like focus mit. Again, people say, "Oh, Chisao has a soul." Chisao is a method, is an ideology to create flexibility, coordination, speed, whatever drill you with it. You can do different type of exercise with Chisao, with the programs you have, and then you mix them. Yeah, and that's a big problem. People don't do it, and you drill them, and then you go back on the focus mitts. You go back on the heavy backs. You go back on the real lats, not this karate, paksa punch. This is not Wing Chun, block punch. That's why I do chain punches, which naturally. And then you go in all your techniques. The guy intercepts, and then you have to do bongzao or something. And because you're all the time active, there's no stopping. And then you have the traditional latzo, no contact, and you go in like in a streak. But each, the one with my way of doing it, also a training. These are all training programs, Paul. Together supports the system. Together is the system. Now, to come to passive and active. And this is private lesson for you too, my friend, today, after so many years. It's not the word passive active, it's conscious and subconscious. It's the correct determination of this. Your bongzao is all the time active. Why is active? Because the other force is suppressing and deforming, yeah? And then when he steps in, he's rotating you. But it's in a split second, bam, that fast. Boom, 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 there's your bongzao. But you don't think, because it's the same thing when a guy jumps in and grabs the wrestler goes around and grabs his neck and can make a bridge, right? Overthrow him or go and grabs him on the leg and throw him. So fast because he has the sensitivity too. But the Wing Chun has a specific, right? So you can ride because you're hit. You don't try to grab, so you hurt. Wing Chun people try to hurt you because they're weaker. Philosophically, ideology created by 2 women, they're weaker, so they must have aggressive attacks, and they must train their attacks before Chisao, and when they hit Chisao, still. Within Chisao, many people are very fast with the hand, but there's no power. And you go like, that's another thing. This muscle, mostly, quack, they talk too much. And then my students, you see myself, I let them train. Sometimes I go purposely on my phone to be away because I will be the best because the seminar is to give information. But then I have to push because I see and I can't hold myself, hey, you better this. But sometimes I have to step back so they have time to train and understand. So what you do with the Chizao, the method is rehearse, repeat, or drills one movement 1,000 times, just one movement to put from conscious to subconscious into your muscle memory. So it becomes a natural move, you don't think anymore. Basically, in simple words, you tire out your brain because everything you do consciously, you learn. This is the way of learning, the process of learning. You study it. But when I do free, all of a sudden they block because it's not in their system. It's not in the subconscious. So the repetition of thousands and thousands times of one movement, not one time, you have to repeat it. Yeah, the other techniques. And then later, when you have many, many techniques, you put them and you mix them. Now you mix them. You don't know what is coming. So you train. That's the point. And you sweat. And then you train the power, the knockout power. What is the most thing you know about me? Sifu Emin is punch power. He's powerful. That's what you hear. Because, and then, oh, but you don't see his technique. He's bully. I'm not a bully. You just don't see my bombs. So you have to watch faster. You have to look faster. So the idea is...
Sifu, my experience with you was, I remember as you being very soft. This is what I remember. And it was very hard to feel you. We were working, I think we were just working first and second sections. It was quite amazing. But then if you wanted to, then you just simply added power into your technique and you shift us away without any problems. So I was pretty impressed with that.